Hi, Juliet. Oh,
Hello.
welcome to the Crystal Cabin for the Network She Health and Wellbeing Academy. So would you like to introduce yourself, let everybody know who you are and what makes you happy?
Okay, so I'm Juliet Jones and my company's called Juliet Jones Meditation and Hypnotherapy. And what makes me happy, I suppose it's very predictable as well. It's like I'm really strong on family. So when they're happy, I'm happy. And there's that saying, isn't there, that you're only as happy as your unhappiest child.
Oh.
So when they're happy, yeah, then I'm over the moon. My dogs make me smile and laugh every day. And do you know, the other thing is, what was making me really happy at the moment is just pushing myself a bit. And I love traveling to do workshops regardless of where they are. And at first I was a little bit nervous, but I'm enjoying being a solo traveler as well. It's just so empowering, scary, but empowering at the same time.
Well, whereabouts have you been on your travels?
Well, basically, I think the furthest I've been on my own was when to do the meditation teacher training course, which I'll talk about in a minute, was California.
Wow.
So, yeah, and it was a bit of a trek from LAX to where I was going. So I just had to like save the pennies and book an executive car to take me from the airport to the place because I just didn't trust myself getting there any other way.
Oh, that's the way to travel in style. I like it. Absolutely.
That's great.
Oh, thank you. That's fantastic. Do you want to give us a little bit about your background?
Yeah, so I've always had an interest in holistic therapy and getting back to, like I said, the kids and the family were more important first. So I always did jobs that just tailed around them. So my beginnings was a beauty therapist, and when I got pregnant, I actually found a job in a school as the only school cook.
Oh.
So going from just domestic cooking to school cooking for like 40 kids was a little bit sort of, you know, scary. But I was off holidays, I finished the same time, I started the same time. So I did that for a couple of years, but I just sat there sort of having a cup of tea one day in my break and thought, I need something more. So I went back to college to do the holistic therapy and I opened my own salon, which I run for about over 11 years.
Wow.
And had a couple of staff. And again, you just get to that point, do you, saying, right, you know, you have staffing issues, the quiet months, and I just thought of doing something different. So in the meantime, we moved to the lovely place we live now, and it was a beautiful large area of a garden. So my husband decided to build a cabin, which we put on booking.com, and it just snowballed from there. So I've got a couple of cabins and a couple of shepherd's huts. And I started, when I did that, I didn't know how well they'd do. So I went into retail for the first time. There was a definite love and hate. I loved working with a big team of people and the laugh and the camaraderie. But the sort of customers I used to get was totally different from the ones I got in the salon. So that lasted 3 years, and I thought, right, okay, let's get back to my, you know, the basics. And I went on a hypnotherapy course with Marissa Peer, the RTT in London, trained there.
The one and only Marissa Peer.
Yeah, well,
wow.
yes.
How fantastic, yeah.
So I did that, and then slowly got some clients just around here, and then I just felt like I just wanted to build on that, and never been able to meditate properly. So I thought, been to a few things like Dr. Joe Dispenza workshops, but then I just thought, bite the bullets, and found David G. If you ever YouTube him, he looks like Father Christmas, and he was my meditation guru, and I flew over there for a meditation teacher's training course, which was a 6-month online first, lots of reading, very intense, which I'm still reading some of the books I didn't really get to at the moment. But so yeah, that's how I got to where I am now.
That's amazing. What an inspiring story. And you talk in my language, all those gurus, and you've met them personally. I mean, wow. No, we need to just stop the recording and you and I will just have a conversation. Amazing. Now, you did say right in the beginning in your intro, you were, what also makes you happy is to push yourself, and just listening to just what you have pushed yourself through out your comfort zone. You certainly do enjoy doing that. Fantastic, brilliant. So tell me about these the husband built these cabins, but what were they for? The pods, the cabins that you
they're just for tourism. So when I decided to finish with my salon, I sold the salon and I thought, right, what do I do now? And literally just invested that money into him building. He built it from scratch, and we were just going to try it out. So when I put it on booking.com, literally my phone was just like hot with all the bookings. and he very, very quickly got set about building the second one.
Yeah.
So, and then 2 years later, he built the shepherd's hut. So it allowed me to have a bit more financial freedom to then embark on doing what I wanted to do, opposed to just like bringing in the cash, you know. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I was wondering whether you'd worked out of any of the huts, or whether you did your own like mini retreats or workshops from them or anything like that.
That is for the future. I've just got to work in it. So I've got to build on, like, building a course up to have people here so that they're going to travel for. Haven't worked it out yet, but I also, especially in these times, I need a separate building for the workshops, because the way the cabins are sort of set out be very difficult. So, but he's into his own hobbies now, so that's the waiting time, really, waiting for him to sort of feel like building something else for me. I'm very lucky.
You are lucky. I was just going to say, don't complain. To have a man that can, seriously, if you've got your dream, this is what I want, please build it me, and he says yes, he's a keeper.
Definitely.
Excellent. So you're obviously very in tune with the universe and manifesting your dreams and aspirations and watching it come true.
Well, sometimes when it does happen, I wish the times where it's really profound that I just noted every single detail of what I actually did. Otherwise, I'd be a millionaire now, wouldn't I? But I manifested I just said to myself, I put a figure on how much I needed to come in a week with the cabins just came about out of nowhere. I even manifested something about just where I could walk the dogs without sticking them in the car, because it used to be a nightmare. So I can literally open a gate to the bottom of just little things like that, the important things.
Excellent. Yeah. Oh, I join you in that one. I always tend to ask for a parking space, ask the angels for a parking space wherever I'm going. And there always seems to be one there for me. It's always
I've done that one too.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, that's lovely. Really inspiring, Juliet. You're so full of energy and really motivating just talking to you. I'm dying to hear about your business. So tell us all about your business, how it arrived. I think you've given us the name of the business, sorry, and just really what motivated you and got stuck in, and how you can help women with well-being. Let's hear about this.
Okay, so when I decided to go back to basics, I just went to what happened when I was sat at that step having that cup of tea in the canteen when I was a cook, and just wanting to help people. So when I was doing the holistic therapy as well, you were a therapist, the things people used to tell you, and it was just the fact that I used to come in and looking all disheveled and just leaving with a smile on the face. They felt like you were their friend. You know, I got very close to a lot of them, and I missed that aspect. So it was just like, right, what can I do? I'm not a psychologist. I don't fancy doing a university degree to become a counsellor. What else can I do? So I just started again, you know, manifesting. I just looked and saw this course, very expensive course, and I hovered over it for about 2 months. And I think it was just like a moment of madness. I even put my card details into it a few times, and it must have just kept the details. And I just woke up one morning and just pressed send, and the credit card just got charged. And it's the best thing I ever happened, because it's just led me to Network She. It's just been that path where going through the different aspects of the career. So yeah, so that's how it still came about.
You must have been ready for it. They do say, don't they, when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. So the timing must be perfect. Yeah, it
was definitely
excellent. So tell us about your business then in today's terms. What is it that you offer?
So I am a qualified RTT therapist and hypnotherapist. Now, RTT is like a form of hypnotherapy. So Marissa Peer actually did her training, and then she's been working for 30 years. She tried different modalities. I'm sure you've heard of the inner child work, and she just sussed out what worked and what didn't, and she just like packaged it into like a little program. So when you talk about your toolbox, when a client comes to me for anything, it doesn't matter what it is, we just start with the first bits. And then it's as it goes along which tools I'm going to see, because you never know what's going to come up.
That's right.
So there's several tools that I pick, never know what I'm going to use at the time, and then right at the end I make a recording, and they have to listen to that 21 days because it takes that long to start a new habit. So it's things like, you know, we know the hypnotherapists do phobias and all the general stuff, but there's nothing that you know yourself that hypnotherapy or RTT can't help with. So it's about, there's 5 reasons I think that women come to me, and it's like they want change. That's the first thing. They just want change. So just the first consultation is like, I just let them know that change is possible. Set them up for success straight away. And again, doesn't matter what the issue is, there's always underlying anxiety that comes across with it. So if they come to me for anxiety, just chatting a bit, it's because there's something else going on. And the biggest thing, Marissa Peer's biggest mission statement is just not feeling good enough. And even successful women, there'll be an area in their lives that just don't feel good enough. And that's just a program that's, you know, your peers or the people that were surrounding you when you grew up, you just took on a self-belief, but it was their belief, not yours. So it's a case of just like rewriting the story. So we go do a bit of regression, get to the root cause, and just reframe the whole memory. That sometimes just takes a weight off people's shoulders straight away. And then without going into too much of the tools in between, then you put the positive self-belief suggestions in there. And confidence and self-esteem as well. You know, we all suffer for it with certain areas of our life, and self-esteem means what you think of yourself. Getting back to that, you know, what is true? Is it, you just question, is this true? Oh, I'm this, I'm that, but is it really true, or did somebody tell you that? That's the most transformative part of the RTT. And then going on to the meditation side, I said, like before, I just couldn't get into the meditation until I went on to the David G in California and just found different modalities, and just your favorite one, find one that suits you. And that's what I liked about it. He wasn't stuck in any area. It wasn't mindfulness Buddhism, it wasn't the mantra. He just gave us a wide scope, said what he did. So if you have a client that says, oh, I want to learn how to meditate, you just give them different ways, and then they will pick the one that suits them. And I can meditate now very easy. Yeah. So and just remembering to breathe, you know, just during the day, you know, you concentrate, you realize you're holding your breath now. I didn't have that awareness before. Breathing is the source of life. It's that people don't realize how important it is. You know?
No, I do tend to say that. If we breathe to stay alive, but if we breathe properly, we might just stay alive a bit longer.
Exactly. And if everybody just knew that, just breathing deeply, you don't even have to come to a meditation teacher. Just be more aware of your breathing. It's just going to counteract so many things. You know, it tells the parasympathetic nervous system you're not in fight or flight anymore. Gets oxygen everywhere. You know, it's just so easy to do when you remember to do it.
This is it. Because when you talk about other people's fears being projected on to become your limiting beliefs, and I can really relate to that. Do you know what? I've just completely lost my thread. I was going to say that was it. When you talk about breathing, a baby, when you watch a baby breathe, because they've not had these fears projected onto them or picked up any fears, they're just so peaceful, and their tummy's and chest is just rising a bit. And it's
in a life rhythm.
Picture that baby, yeah, you know. And it's only really when we start to pick up that fear or the limiting beliefs and the stress and the anxiety, that we do start to hold our breath. But you're right, you don't realize you're doing it. I remember having horse riding lessons as a girl guide, and the teacher instructor, she just used to shout to me, Michelle, breathe. I'd be going purple. I'll never forget that. But you tend to bring your shoulders right up by your ears as well, don't you? And you hold your breath, taking short breaths. Yeah.
But they do say that there's when we're born, there's only two main fears that we have, and we learn the rest. And it's the fear of loud noises and the fear of being dropped.
Oh,
so you know, if you ever see, you know, not that we've ever done it, but a baby will go like that if you sort of, you know, stumble or and then everything else is learned.
Wow, fantastic. Do you relate things then to people's dreams? I find people tell you their dreams, they relate to something subconsciously, it's popping up, there's something on their mind that's underlying.
Oh, yeah, I don't know a lot about dreams, but I do know when I've had a weird dream, I just Google it, dreams about, and it always relates to something that's going on in your life there and then. It's fascinating. And since I've been meditating quite a lot as well, I remember my dreams more. So, and sometimes I don't have to Google it, it just makes sense. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Do you find then that through meditation you become more creative?
Definitely. I mean, you know, we all know the showers are the places that we just like these ideas pop up, but it's like you said, it's just something flows, and I've got to get myself into the habit, you know. I should be doing this because that's what I teach. I'm going to get a journal. When those ideas pop up, I've got to start writing them down straight away, because when I, you know, the little gems sometimes, and then when I get them, what was it again? You just learn to, you know, you just forget. So definitely more creative, 100%.
When you get those signs, if you're not sort of present, you'll miss them.
Yes.
So it changes everything, doesn't it? Just be still in the mind, still in the body, being present. Your heightened awareness, you don't miss anything, and you're tuned into how you're actually feeling with your emotions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You've just hit the nail on the head, and that's what it is with meditation. It is increasing that awareness, because you could be doing something day in, day out that's not really great for you, but you're just not aware of it. But as soon as you start meditating, you can self-correct so easily, and then it's just that little step along that journey that just makes you feel a lot better. Yeah.
It's fascinating. I've been watching your Wellbeing Wednesday, your 10-minute tips, and doing the meditation with you, and it just makes a difference to be able to just stop what you're doing, take a moment, take those breaths. And it's like, I always call it like a microwave sleep. It's as if you've had the benefit of 8 hours sleep in 10 minutes. And I think, oh, this is handy.
When I do my afternoon meditations as well, it does sometimes feel like, you know, when you get out of bed, it takes you a while to sort of come to, but you just feel like you're well rested. That's what it feels after an afternoon meditation. You just, like my son's got this thing, when he's feeling nice or good about something, he says he feels cozy. So that's what I feel after a meditation. I feel cozy, you know, not all the time, you know, but most of the time. Yeah.
Excellent. So do you teach that? Do you run classes, do you, for meditation?
The way it can, with the COVID and everything, I was literally looking at sports centres and just doing my research on where I could go to do classes, and then that came about. And then what I started to do then, a couple of friends of mine started a radio station from their bedroom for their community. Now they're ex-radio presenters anyway, and they actually launched it in an official studio on Saturday, and I was sending them meditations. I was on daily, twice a day sometimes, from Monday to Friday during the whole lockdown. So I was getting the meditations for people, talking a little bit about it, why it's good for you. And I did that for about 6 weeks. And then we had to stop because of Ofcom. You can't, everybody was at home, it was fine. Because it become all legitimate and licensed, you can't do meditation over a radio, because somebody might be driving and, you know, actually be not as alert. So they've got me doing quotes now. I've started doing quotes of the day with a little bit of spiel behind them. So that's my latest project with them.
Oh, I love
so okay, back to your question now. So yes, I'd like to do group sessions when things get back to normal in a physical sense, because when you meditate with a group of people, you can really feel the energy bounces off each other and everybody benefits. But you know, as with your distance Reiki, you can still do it via Zoom and everything. But it's just people that have just tried meditation and don't know where to start. It's just like a talk through what it's all about, and then we just I get a feel of what the person needs, whether they want the fluffy stuff, the woo-woo, you know, the very spiritual, so we can go into Sanskrit sort of mantra straight away, or you get somebody saying, no, not for me, I just want to feel a bit more calmer. So we just go into the corporate style of meditation. So if I was to go into like a corporate saying, like, I need to teach you these busy guys and girls how to calm themselves down for stress relief, there's different ways. So I just teach them the best modality that's for them on a one-to-one basis.
Super, absolutely fantastic. Oh, well, I'm looking forward to seeing more of your Wellbeing Wednesday slots. Are you going to get more involved in the academy, Juliet? You've joined up.
100%, because it just, like I said, when I say it came at the right time, I was ready to get stuck into all the tech side and all the other stuff that, as you know, a therapist likes to push aside and get somebody else to do. But that just so much so as far as I can go with it, really, because again, when we can all start the social side of it as well would be so important. So which is
absolutely
on something we're going to talk about in a minute.
Go on. I'm asking you questions, taking you off track.
So yeah, when you said about the you know, what people, you know, what can they take into the new normal?
Yeah.
What strategies? And I do have a list, but one thing I think for me that's been great for me coming out of lockdown was the network sheet. Came straight at the right time. And it's about, I think, even if you haven't got a tribe, find your tribe outside your family and friends. I've got about a few tribes. I've got my meditation tribe, I've got my hypnotherapy tribe, and now I've got Network She tribe. And it's just like-minded people. So coming out of it, find your tribes for just for the social side of it. For, you know, if you've got problems, you're talking to the right people. So that's where that bit was coming from.
Yeah, it's like having a soul family, isn't it? As well as your own family, like-minded. You can, if you say you've got your hypnotherapy circle, and you know, I have a healing circle, you talk about woo-woo, it's not everybody's cup of tea, and you can't sometimes have those woo-woo conversations with your family either.
You have to suss out a person before you start talking about that.
Yeah, so a tribe with the same vibe, I always say.
Oh, I love that.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
Or my tribe of light. I like some of my friends in the healing circle, we call us the tribe of light.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So COVID for you then, did it change your business? Obviously the way you operated. Yeah, I like the radio station story.
Yeah, definitely. I do want to go into that. I haven't done them yet, the live classes, but so for now I am going to look into doing the Zoom meditation classes, maybe schedule maybe one a week. So that would actually make it a lot easier than traveling to different places at the moment. Still doing my RTT hypnotherapy one-to-ones on Zoom too. Haven't done one in person yet since COVID, because it's quite a close proximity that not everybody's comfortable with. But I found it hasn't made much difference doing it over Zoom anyway. I think sometimes people you know, when they're unsure, it's not, they find it easier to do it over Zoom. So yeah, so that's the plan. And then maybe into the future, looking at doing a course, like people can buy an actual course where they just buy it, download it, and it's theirs forever then. So that's later on down the line.
Well, you're going to be pushing yourself even further.
Oh yes, I mean, I've got my diaries here now. I never had a diary this time last year. I've got 3 on the
go. Love it, absolutely love it.
And the fridge.
And the fridge, did you say?
Door. Yeah, when I say to me, I'll put on my fridge door, I won't forget if I put it on my fridge door.
And you and I both have Springer Spaniels that like ice cream.
Oh yeah, it's that, like I said, I thought, shall I leave the door open, then they might pop their head, but I thought, yeah, everybody could meet them if they do, but they're sleeping at the moment. Yeah, so they make me laugh every single day, and they make me exercise too.
Yeah, I wouldn't be without
they insist.
Well, I'm sure our paths will cross again, if not in Network She and the Mothership, certainly in the Health and Wellbeing Academy on a Wednesday. Look forward to seeing your slots there, as I say. And maybe one day we'll get those dogs out for a walk and share an ice cream.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a great idea. Fantastic. Looking forward to it already.
So it's been absolutely lovely hearing about your business and meeting yourself, and I look forward
Thank you so much.
All right, see you soon, sweetheart.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you.
You're welcome. Take care.